Hello everyone, welcome back if you are new. I am MaKenzie, and today we are going to be doing a more gentle style class. We are just going to be focusing on getting a nice stretch through our whole body, starting to wake everything up. So this may be good if you're just waking up first thing in the morning and you just want a nice, gentle, feel-good stretch. So with that being said, we are going to get started by laying on our backs. So come on down onto the mat in whichever way is most comfortable for you. Just finding our way onto our backs. You can roll the shoulders down your back a little bit closer, really snuggling them together, and then bending your knees, and then begin to pick up your feet, picking up your knees, drawing them into your chest. Maybe wrapping your hands around your shins, hugging them in a little bit closer. As we begin to rock side to side, just taking a moment here in this first pose to tune into our breath as we hug our legs in. Beginning to notice how we're feeling, where our mind is at, as well as breathing into any tight areas you may feel as we gently rock side to side. And on your next inhale, come back towards center. Drop your sole of your left foot back onto the mat, bringing your hands around your right shin as you hug your leg in a little bit closer. And then bringing your right hand on top of your right knee, just gently drawing your knee off to the right as you make some circles with your knee. You can also use your left hand to help guide. And switching directions. Noticing any cracks or pops that may happen, that is totally normal. And release your right foot back down, picking up your left knee again, drawing it in closer as you wrap your hands around, hugging your leg in close, feeling that nice compression through your left hip. And then begin to make some circles with this knee. You can draw one hand or maybe both to the top of your knee. And switch directions. Now these circles don't have to be big. We're just moving and finding what feels good for our body. And release your left foot back down. Draw your arms out wide off either side of the mat as we move into a twist. So dropping your knees off to the right, maybe peeking over your left shoulder. Seeing your left hand. Breathing into this gentle twist here. And moving up through center into the other side. Knees off to the left, gaze off to the right. And rise your knees back up towards center. Extend your left leg straight towards the sky. We're going to make some rolls through our ankle. Maybe pointing and flexing your toes. Just getting out any more cracks or pops you may feel here. If it's more comfortable, you can draw your hands around the back of your left leg for more support. Maybe hugging your leg in closer if you would like. And then release your left foot back down, extending your right leg towards the sky. Again, making some rolls with your ankle in one direction and then the other. Maybe pointing and flexing your toe. Again, you can always bring your hands around your leg for more support. And release your foot back down. Shift your weight off to one side as you press up through your hand, coming to rise on your mat as we find our way into a tabletop. So once you find your tabletop, make sure your shoulders are above your wrists and your hips are above your knees. Together with our breath, we're going to move through a couple rounds of cow and cat. Now this is going to be a very fluid movement, so you can watch for my first time or join along. But together on your next inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders down and back as you gaze forward, gently scooping your lower belly. And then exhale, press into your hands as you round through your spine, pressing your hips back to your heels for a cat variation. So together, inhale, cow, sitting up, gazing forward, really opening up through the front of your chest. And then exhale, cat, rounding through your spine as you press back to come to a seat. Inhale, cow, gazing forward. Exhale, cat, pressing back, rounding through your spine. And 2 more times at your pace. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And 1 more time. And when you're ready, come back to your tabletop. Begin to walk your hands forward as we begin to release our chest down into a puppy pose. Keeping your hips and your knees in line as much as possible, dropping your chest down to the mat. Really noticing how this stretch feels through your shoulders and through your upper back. Breathing here. And on your next exhale, begin to bend into your elbows as you release down onto your belly. Dropping your hands right underneath your shoulders as we move through a couple rounds of cobra. So on your next inhale, begin to roll your shoulders down and back as you press up for cobra, lifting your chest up off the mat. And exhale, release it all back down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release back down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift for cobra. And exhale, release. Now from here, we're going to move into kind of a deeper shoulder stretch. So extend your left arm long off the side of your mat, and then begin to draw, and then begin to bend your right knee, and then draw your right foot behind your left leg. Pressing up through your right hand as you begin to open up your chest to the right side of your mat. Breathing into this pose. Remembering to keep on breathing, but also only moving as far as is comfortable for you. And release back down onto your chest. We're going to move into the other side, so extending your right arm long, drawing your left hand right underneath your shoulder as you begin to kick up your left leg, drawing your foot behind the right, pressing up so your chest is opening up to the left side of your mat. And once again, breathing into this pose. And exhale, release back down. Bring both hands right underneath your shoulders, pressing up into your tabletop for a moment as you begin to tuck your toes under, moving into a downward facing dog. Sending your hips up towards the sky as you bend your knees, feeling the length through your spine growing long. And your shoulders are drawing away from your ears. Breathing here. You can pedal out your legs. We're going to be in this downward facing dog for a couple rounds of breath. So you can pedal out your legs, bending into one knee, straightening the other. And come towards stillness. Draw your right leg towards the sky for a moment. And come back towards stillness. Drawing your right leg towards the sky. And then dropping your right foot off to the left side of the mat. Bending generously into your left knee. Feeling the stretch through the back of your right leg. Or maybe noticing where else you feel the stretch. And release, drawing your right leg high, and then bringing your right foot down into your downward facing dog. We're going to do the same stretch right into the other side. So draw your left leg up, bringing your left foot to the outside of your right foot, so your pinky toes are touching. Bend generously into your right knee. And release, drawing your left foot up and planting the foot back down into your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath out. And on your next inhale, peek up towards your hands. Step your feet up to meet your hands, coming into a forward fold. You can bend into your knees as much as you would like. Maybe gently swaying side to side. And then on your next inhale, begin to straighten your legs as you draw your hands towards your shins, gazing forward for a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, coming to a standing pose. Exhale, palms come together in front of your heart. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, we're going to move into a twist. So drawing your left arm forward, right arm back. Squaring your hips off towards the front of the mat. So closing your right hip in, it might want to open up towards the side. And move up through center, arms reach high, twisting off to the other side. So right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Really closing your left hip off to square it towards the top of the mat. One more round of breath. And unwind, drawing both arms high. Exhale, release down into your forward fold. Plant your palms into the mat. Maybe heel toe your feet in together so your big toes are touching. And then stepping your both feet back, pressing up into your downward facing dog. Staying here for a moment, keeping your big toes to touch. Keeping your big toes to touch. And with your big toes still touching towards the back of the mat, you're going to begin to crawl your hands back towards your feet as you bend into your knees, coming to find a toe squat towards the back of your mat. Now drop your knees down, untucking your toes, sitting your hips down on top of your feet. Plant your fingertips into the mat as you begin to pick up your knees. As we find a stretch through the front of our ankles. We're going to be here for one more round of breath. If this is too much, please listen to your body and release your knees back down. And exhale, release your knees back down. Now from here, we're going to move into a child's pose. So you can keep your knees together or draw your knees out wide towards either edge of the mat. And begin to crawl your fingertips forward, releasing your head down. Finding our way into a child's pose. This will also be our final resting pose together, as we'll be taking a mini shavasana. So begin to close your eyes and just notice how you're feeling as we come to the end of our class. Taking a second to notice where your mind is at. and a moment to thank yourself for the time you made for intentional movements today. We'll be here for a couple more rounds of breath. Just breathing deep into the belly and tuning in to your mind and how you're feeling. Now you can stay here for as long as you would like, or when you're ready, begin to blink your eyes open as you crawl your hands back to your knees, coming to find a seat on top of your feet once again. Drawing your palms together in front of your heart as you gently bow your forehead to your fingertips to seal in the end of our practice together. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our class. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of this class down below and any other classes you'd like to see from me in the future. And with that, I can't wait to see you on the mat next time. Bye.